Hello. Hi. Whoever's viewing this, my name is Thomas Cole Murray, but I go by my middle name, which is Cole, and I'm applying to be a Walton's Grizzly Lodge camp counselor for the upcoming summer of 2020. So, yeah. Before I go any further in this video, I just want to preface it with, please pick me. Please. I mean, I think I'd be a great addition to the camp, and, I really, really want this. So, yeah, just pick me. Anyways, I go to San Diego State University. I'm a sophomore there, and I'm majoring in marketing with a specialization in integrated marketing communications. As far as my family goes, I am one of 3 kids. My brother and sister are sophomores in high school, and they're twins. Logan plays football and kind of like a little mini-me. And then my sister, she plays soccer and water polo, and she actually is kind of following in my footsteps. Because I did play soccer, however, I didn't play water polo. But I did do gymnastics, I did basketball, I did baseball, and like I said, I did soccer. One little cool fact about me is because I did gymnastics, I can do a flip. So if anyone needs me to ever do a flip, I will do it. My dad is a K-9 explosive detection unit officer at the San Jose airport in San Jose, and my mom is a stay-at-home mom. She loves what she does, and she's super good at it, and I love her for it. I'm very thankful for what I have, and we have a very busy family dynamic here at my house, just because everybody plays competitive sports and is super involved. All right, 5 words to describe myself. I'm definitely gonna go on thesaurus.com, just like everybody else did. I'm just gonna say it. Everybody wants to sound professional. Everybody wants to sound like they know what they're talking about. So they probably went on thesaurus.com to find a more complicated, better sounding word than the simpler version. But you know what? That doesn't mean that's not who I actually am. I definitely think I'm creative, outgoing, charismatic, empathetic, and tenacious. But, everybody just needs a little help and motivation. So, yeah, thesaurus.com. Anyways, I think I am creative because a little story about myself. When I was growing up, I would write these little books in middle school, and what you could do is you could submit your work at the school library. And so what I would do is I would write my books or whatever. They were like little 1-page chapters with little pictures and stuff, and I would submit them and have my work to be on display in front of the entire school. I don't know if anybody actually went in there and read them, but I would go in there and give them a read. My major is more focused and targeted on like the creative side of marketing and stuff rather than all that boring math stuff. I think I'm outgoing because, well, I have a lot of friends, but I'm totally kidding. I think I'm outgoing because, I don't know, I've always just been very good with people. I think I'm very sociable. I think I'm easy to talk to. Once I got a license, I don't know why, but I was definitely just way more confident. I'm charismatic. I think, hopefully you guys have gotten the idea by now that I'm a pretty high energy and fun person. Growing up, I definitely had my fair share of friends that weren't very fun and didn't really have the best outlook on life. And I think it's just kind of important to surround yourself with people who are like-minded and, have a good outlook and positive attitude because, no one really likes a Debbie Downer, and just spreading positivity and kindness and love, honestly, it's pretty important. So that's what I try and do every single day, even though I do have my bad days, but I'm not perfect. Empathetic, I think empathetic definitely kind of highlights the more serious side of me, even though I don't necessarily agree sometimes with some people. I definitely try to see both sides of the argument because, I think I'm a very caring person, and I know I don't want anybody to feel bad about themselves because, I don't know, it doesn't make me feel any better when somebody feels bad about themselves. Yeah, I just try to be nice and understanding and just hear everybody out. Tenacious. Tenacious I would use to describe myself just because I think I'm a very goal-oriented person. I try super hard to achieve the goals I set out for myself, and when I am achieving or trying to achieve a goal, I'm just very persistent, dedicated, which makes me, I think, reliable. So I've never worked at a camp, however, I always wish I did, but I have been to a couple. When I was younger, I went to a camp that my church allowed me to go to. It was at Jeunesse Park, and that was super fun. Unfortunately, it was cut short because I did get sick. However, I just loved the experience and, getting to know all the campers and my camp counselors because it was just a good time, and I think it really was one of the just best times to be a kid. In the summer going into my junior year, I went to another camp with actually one of my best friends now. That was one of the trips that kind of helped me and him get super close. It was only a week-long camp, but we did so many activities like ropes courses and going on the lake and canoeing and horseback riding and just honestly so much fun stuff. And it kind of reminded me of how much I actually really did love nature, and just helped me kind of like understand that I didn't need technology and my head buried into my phone to have a good time. And that's honestly something I want to teach a lot of these other kids because I feel like it's gotten a lot worse as people have gotten older and, as technology has advanced. So, working with kids is it's always been one of my strong suits just because I like to pride myself in being a kid at heart sometimes, so it's not really that hard for me to connect and kind of get on their level. So yeah, I was actually a part of a club in high school called the Bulldog Project, which dealt with kids who were struggling with topics such as bullying, cyberbullying, drugs. Those are prevalent issues that we have to deal with today, especially in middle schools, which is absolutely insane. But just presenting and stuff, you kind of connect and you kind of understand who these kids actually are and what they care about. And once you kind of get on that level and understand that, it's not that hard to be friends with them and get them to trust you and tell you things that they are sometimes too afraid to talk about. I was also involved in the Boys and Girls Club at my school, or my hometown, and I would go during the holidays and put together like these little gift baskets for the kids. I think everybody deserves happiness, and I think everybody deserves to be loved and cared about. That was just one opportunity I got to express that love and compassion. I think being a camp counselor comes with immense responsibility, and I think a lot of people kind of overlook that sometimes. It's a job where you're literally living and dealing with kids, and so I think it's important to always lead by example, just because anything these kids see, they most likely will do, which is definitely a problem. So yeah, just always lead by example, and also come into each situation with an open mindset, because a lot of things that these kids are doing, they might not realize is bad, and so you kind of have to understand that, because they are still learning, and just be easily adaptable and on your toes, because you never know what any situation will bring, because kids are very unpredictable, I've learned. One last thing I think is important is just having a good mindset, honestly, because these kids are at the camp to have fun. Just kind of showing the campers just a great time all the time. What characteristics I possess? Oh, there's my cat. He's taking a nap. The characteristics I possess personally that will make me a good camp counselor is the fact that, like I said earlier, I'm a kid at heart, so it's not hard for me to talk to kids. It's not hard for me to make friends with them and get them to trust me. So throughout high school, I took classes that definitely took a lot of time management and responsibility and organization, and so those are three things that I personally think I'm also good at. I think I'm very good at time management. I think I'm very good at organization. I've always been very organized, so I'm super reliable and can be relied upon to complete the goal or task at hand. So I will not fail you, so just hire me, please. My last place of work was actually this past summer. I worked at a movie theater just because I love movies, and I love acting, and I love the film industry and stuff, and so that was one place I saw myself having the most fun at. I worked there. That included lots of customer service, dealing with sometimes not the happiest customers, because either it was hot in the movie theater, the popcorn was stale, they didn't like their candy, or they wanted a refund, or some coupon wasn't working. So that definitely took a lot of patience, which I think I learned throughout that job. I also ushered, and so I would go in after every single movie, and I would clean up the theaters and wipe down the seats and pick up the popcorn and all the trash. You would not even believe how much trash one person can create. It was a great first job, and it taught me a lot, honestly, about working and work ethics. One suggestion I would give to my last place of work would to communicate with its employees. That was something that they just, weren't very good at, and that's okay. There were just some employees that I worked with that were kind of getting the short end of the stick on some of the shifts, and they were dealing with a lot at home, and that could have just been a problem that was solved with communication. I think it'd be nice for sometimes, your managers to reach out and be like, hey, is everything going on okay? Like, are these shifts good? I think just like maybe checkups, just to kind of see how everything's going on in your personal life. One thing I'm looking for in an employer would definitely go deeper than just an employer. Well, I want to make sure that they're my friend and somebody I can go to and talk to in case I ever need anything in the future, just because, I like to take care of the people that I know. And one of the main reasons why I'm working is so I can better myself and better my professional career, and be as successful as I possibly can. And so if I personally am lacking in something, I want my employers to come to me and talk to me and be like, hey, you need to work on this. And so I want to just establish that relationship and bond with somebody, so I can look back on it in the future and be like, this is somebody that is reliable, and I know I can trust. Working and playing in the outdoors it's always been something that I love to do. My family and I actually would take a trip every year around 4th of July, and we'd go for 10 days. We started with a tent, then we went to a trailer, and now we're at a fifth wheel. And so my mom likes to call it glamping. Like I said, we'd go for 10 days and we'd go canoeing, we'd go hiking, we'd go exploring, we'd go geocaching, we'd play volleyball on the beach, parents versus kids. It was just such a good time of my life, and that's something that I kind of lack and miss because we did a falling out with the people we went with. But it's okay because they're not stopping us from having a good time. I've always loved the outdoors, and I think that's something that my relationship with has kind of faded, and that's okay. But that's just something that I'm kind of hoping to re-spark and rekindle with this camp. Being away from home the entire summer kind of took me by surprise because originally I thought this camp was only going to be a month and a half. And then I recounted and realized it was 2.5 months, 10 weeks. That's honestly, it's fine. I am in college. I am a sophomore in college, and so being away for that long really isn't that new to me. I've been gone longer than that before, so honestly, it's something that is really, it's not going to be that hard for me. One question that I have about the camp is, honestly, it's probably one of the most important questions that there ever could be, and that is the food good? Because, man, the camps that I went to, especially the last one, like I said, that I went with my friend this summer going into my junior year, that food, I'm telling you, it was really good. I'm really hoping that this food is good because I'm going to be there for a while if you hire me, which I do hope you do. So, the number one reason I want to work at Walton's Grizzly Lodge, it's kind of silly, but growing up, I'm 19 years old. I'm about to turn 20. I'm going to be going into my junior year of college pretty soon, which is absolutely insane. This is the time of my life where I kind of need to start focusing on my career, especially if I want to be successful and be able to take care of myself. And getting the opportunity to work at this camp would honestly be amazing, just because it would be one time for me to kind of just be a kid again and enjoy the great outdoors like I have been for so long. And like I said, my relationship with nature has kind of faded just because we haven't had the opportunity to go and explore as much as we have in the past. But yeah, I think surrounding myself with a bunch of kids is the perfect way to be a kid again. So yeah, please hire me. All right, looking over the camp activity sheet, there are multiple things I would love to get into and lead. One being photography. I wish I could play around with cameras more often. Unfortunately, I don't have one, but I kind of just play with my friends' cameras whenever I have them. I just love snapping photos when I think something is beautiful, and I think you can find some of the most beautiful things in the unlikeliest of places. So I just, slap an edit on it, and then boom, it's beautiful. Dance. I never danced, but I don't know. I've been told I have rhythm. So, yeah, I don't know. I feel like dancing would be pretty easy for me just because, it's fun to dance. Song leading, I was involved in leadership and stuff, and like I said, a bunch of different clubs, and so song leading and just being spirited and stuff, I was always kind of ran through my blood, so I definitely can do that. The ropes course, I would also be able to do, just because I feel like of my background in gymnastics, but yeah. And then some of the water things, I feel like I'm a pretty good swimmer. My parents wanted me to get into swimming, but I never did, mostly because I was afraid of wearing a Speedo, which is unfortunate. And then soccer, I played soccer basically all my life, and I played throughout high school. I played competitively, so soccer is probably the easiest activity to lead. What will I contribute to your summer camp if I'm hired? I just feel like I would contribute a good attitude. I feel like I would show kids that it's okay to be who you are, and just showing everybody a good time all the time, because that's important. That's why people go to summer camp, is to just have fun all the time, and that's something I love doing. I think it's important to make sure that all the kids are having a good time, to talk to them, and just be a good camp counselor for them, because that's honestly what they need and honestly what they deserve. And I feel like you deserve a good camp counselor, and you know what? That is me. So just please hire me. I know I said it multiple times, and obviously I don't want you guys to take it as a joke. I'm 100% serious about this. This is probably one of the best opportunities I've gotten in the past couple of years, and getting to work with a bunch of kids and surrounding myself in such a good and happy environment is probably one of the best ways I could think of spending my summer. And I hope you pick who you want. So just pick who you think would be perfect for this. All right. Bye-bye.